Uh, Most of the cutting's done now. Things are starting to get some shape to them. That's where that looks like it's what they make fishing lures out of some days, but pretty sure it's not a fishing lure. Wait. All the cutting's done. I'm not doing any of the stitching until I go and get the metal for it. Buckles, rings, that sort of thing. In the meantime, I'll take a walk around the property and talk about saving the world some more. I think they're hiding. So, somebody was mentioning recently power grid and how it's failing in various places. Well, there's a solution to that. There's a solution to that. It's over 20 years old. It's a thing called grid feedback. Canadian invention right here in BC on Victoria Island. Somebody came up with the idea that whatever means of power generation you're using, whether it's solar or wind or guy in a stationary bicycle or hamsters running in a giant wheel, whatever it is, you're creating energy, creating electricity for your own use. If you create excess, rather than storing it in a battery, feed it back into the grid. The upshot of that is it lowers your power bill. Of course, the utilities are not going to buy electricity from you at the same rate at which they sell it to you, because you don't have the responsibility of maintenance on all the infrastructure. Wires, the towers, the transformers, all that. But if every second or third house had one of these systems on it, loud traffic. But if every second or third house had one of these systems on it, which cost about 10 grand to put on a house, whether you're building it new or installing it on an existing building. Oh yeah, this thing's for sale if you know anybody that wants a huge old Yamaha. But yeah, it costs about 10 grand to hook up. And the advantage is, if every second or third house has this, if the main power plant goes down, if a line goes down somewhere, whatever area is cut off from the main system, the grid feedback will provide for them. And the grid won't go down. There won't be a blackout. So someone's saying, well, if everybody does that, and it'll lower the profits of the utility. Well, that might be true, but there's ways to work around that. How about everyone doesn't necessarily own their oil or gas furnace or their oil or gas powered water heater. The utility owns it. They rent it to the person. So how about, if somebody's installing the system, they have the option to buy it themselves, or the cost of installing it and the cost of the machinery and such can be deferred to the utility. They own it and you pay a small rental fee on it. Your utility bill is still lowered, but you still have to pay the upkeep maintenance of these machines. That means the utility hires and trains more people, creates more jobs for, mobile maintenance crews to do upkeep, repair, and such on the grid feedback systems, the little generators and the wires and the pumps and everything that goes with it. And then the grid never goes down. There's never a blackout. This was created 2001, as I said, right here in BC. Now, why doesn't the utility companies, the government, do that rather than what they are doing, which is, we got to do more water generation on rivers or whatever. Or we got to build dams, or we got to they got to do nuclear. Or they got to do whatever they got to do. More coal-fired plants. No, just put a little bit of power generation on everybody's house. Everybody does a little bit, and when it all builds together, the grid don't go down no more. But again, nobody's going to listen to some nobody redneck in the middle of nowhere. Talk to you later.